Hope I'm looking good. I'm still alive. Ah! Ah! What's up, everybody? Happy Father's Day. My wife and daughter have left for 3 weeks on their annual girls trip back east, meaning I have been left alone unsupervised. So that means we're gonna have some fun. It's about 2 to 3 days of full-on anarchy and craziness in the house, and then I'm bored out of my mind. But you're gonna come with me today while we have a little bit of fun. So first, I was told that I am not allowed to use this bug assault gun, and this is the most amazing thing. You put salt in here, and then you shoot flies. But first, you have to leave the doors open after you've been told a million times not to leave the doors open, but nobody's here to tell me that I can't. So I leave the doors open, luring the flies into the house. Once they come into the house, it's on like Donkey Kong. This thing will blast the flies with salt into a million pieces, and then if you can find them, if there's anything left, then you throw them away. It's really cool. So I just shoot it and it's everywhere. Now, I've been told that whenever I use this thing, and the reason why she hid it from me and I found it was because it leaves salt all over the house. And I don't have anything to worry about for 3 weeks now, so we're gonna have some fun. With that said, folks, I am watching YouTube. I am leaving the refrigerator open. It is time to party. But with that said, folks, happy Father's Day. Yes, they did get me the balloons before they left, and now it's time to talk about our topic today. But first, wait. Check this out. Yes, because I knew they were leaving, the man-child in me bought myself an amazing battleship. Check this thing out. This battleship goes perfectly with the Johnny Walker Blue and the swimming pool. So tonight, that's where I will be editing my videos while I play with the boat. So I know you're all right now thinking, we wish we were him. Like, wow. Anyways, let's go outside and talk about the topic of this video today. And we got to give this away soon. Alright, so for today's topic, I'm going to share with you the 10 things you need to know if you're thinking about buying your first Dodge Challenger or Charger. And no, these are not like car guy things. This isn't, we're not going to talk about get the 305 this and the 285 that and the oil catch can this and that. I'm going to talk about the spirit of this car, what you need to know if you're going to buy one of these things, and I may just save you some headaches in the future.
I belong to you. I belong to you. Do just what you want. You're the one I trust.
Get it? Got it?
Love the car, man! I got a Hellcat! Say, hey, stop at the light. Hey, stop at the light. We want to give you my card.
Oh, he can't.
Oh, that's okay. Hey, we want to give you my card, dude. Just stop.
Just stop. Stop.
Go to my channel, dude. Your mom's amazing. That's great.
I should just go straight and see if I can get him at
Check it out! You're gonna be on the next video!
He's serious.
Let's talk about the 10 things. The first one that was surprising to me when I bought my first Dodge was the experience was I don't know, less than enjoyable. Considering, and this is not bragging, that for quite a few years I spent a lot of time and money buying very expensive German cars, and I thought that that's what you were supposed to do if you were making a good living, to keep up with all the Joneses and everything. I've since grown out of that, having become a father, and absolutely realizing what's most important, which is tremendous amounts of horsepower in a humongous car. Just kidding. Is what's important is not having a Mercedes so that people think that you're successful. It's about being successful by the things you do, the things you actually accomplish, and your resume is not what you drive, it's how many people you've helped, how many people you've supported in their dreams. That is what drives me and who I am as a person. I don't need a car to convince people of that. So I've gotten past that, but I just had to share this experience only because I spent so many years, and having been a plumber's son, and we didn't have money, you know, striving to get these fancy, expensive cars, and then enjoying the experience of buying these cars, these German cars, in the BMW or Mercedes dealership. When I bought my wife's car, there was an actual buffet, a beautiful buffet in this big conference room of just like great food and parfaits and steaks and pork chop. There was all this food in there. It was amazing. And there's a Starbucks in there, and they had special bottled water, and they have special lounge areas with huge TVs, and it's an amazing experience when you go buy one of these BMWs or Mercedes. It's just different. They ask you, what, you know, would you like a cappuccino or a mocha choco freaking latte? I mean, they have it there, and it's and when you walk in, they treat you like you're the most important person in the entire world, so that you will go and spend way too much for a car that's going to break all the time. So what I realized is, going to the Dodge dealership, there is none of that. At least in my experience now with 3 different dealerships in buying the cars, it was like, take a number and sit over there. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I want to spend at the time, you know, $40,000. And then when I went back, I want to spend $55,000. It didn't matter if I was spending $55,000 or I was spending $13,000 on a Dart or something. It didn't matter. I had to get in line, and I had to wait till a salesperson had the time, and there was almost this aloof, you know, if they made a deal, they made a deal. If they didn't make a deal, they didn't make a deal. Where at the BMW Mercedes dealership, I mean, it's like they'll load you up on coffee and give you some champagne, and I mean, it's just a different experience. So when you buy one of these Dodges, if you've had the experiences like I have had, you know, whether it's be with Lexus dealership or Mercedes or BMW or Range Rover, like when you take those in, they give you an amazing loaner car, which is almost always nicer than the car that you brought in. That ain't happening with Dodge. So you gotta know, even if you buy a $85,000 Hellcat Red Eye like I bought, I go in there and it's like, you know, where's my loaner car? And they fall behind the counter laughing at me. Like, seriously, you need to Uber back, or sometimes they have a courtesy shuttle. So you just got to know, you could spend $40, $50, $60, $80, $90,000. You could buy a Demon when they were marked up $50,000, and just know that you weren't going to get a loaner car when you brought your car back in. And if you did get a loaner car, it was not anywhere near what you dropped off. So it's a different experience, and just know that you're, you know, what you're getting in this Dodge Challenger is incredible, and it's not priced according to the amount of, you know, fluff that they deliver to you when you're in the dealership. And frankly, I like it that way. It goes back to my heritage, plumber's son. I just soon go in there, be treated like everybody else, and get a deal done and get my amazing dream car and hit the road. That's number 1. Number 2, you've got to be cool that you just probably paid, if you bought a Hellcat Red Eye, $90,000 for a car with the same exact interior as an SXT for $28,000. Maybe you got a little bit of leather, maybe you got a cool logo on the steering wheel, but it's the same exact interior. But at least you didn't buy a Maserati with a Dodge Dart navigation for $100,000. And number 3, if you're anywhere near my age, I'm 49, everyone's gonna think you're having a midlife crisis. And here's my deal. You know what my response is? Yes, I am. And I had a midlife crisis like when I was 25, when I was 27, when I was 30, when I was 34, when I was 36, because I've been buying cars my whole adult life because I love them, and I expect I'm gonna have 10 more midlife crises. And if that's my only vice, there's nothing else that comes along with that by definition with midlife crises, well then leave me alone. Get out of my way. I love my midlife crisis. Number 4, just like nobody thinks you're gonna go to Denny's and get an $80 steak, no one thinks you're gonna go to Dodge and pay $80,000 for a car. Maybe a truck, but most people don't think that. So whenever I talk to people about my car, they assume I paid $30,000 to $40,000 for it. What I love about that is there's none of that pretentiousness. There's none of that flexing how much I paid for something. It's a beautiful car, whether it's an SXT, an RT, a Scat Pack, it doesn't matter. They all look amazing and everyone thinks they cost the same amount unless they're into these cars like all of us. By the way, I freaking love Denny's. Let's go get some moons over my hammy.
Excuse me?
Yo!
Is your YouTube channel?
Here, I'll give you my card. You guys want to be on it? I need someone to tell me what they think that car costs.
I don't know how much cars cost.
Like, best guess. It's a Dodge. It's not a Mercedes or anything like that. But best guess. $45,000. Thank you. Perfect. So that you gave exactly the number that I just told them all people think it costs. Crazy, right? It's 90 grand, but everybody thinks it's 45 grand because it's a Dodge, right?
Honestly, I have no idea.
But you're right. You gave me the right answer. So now you are going to be on the video. You want to be on the video?
Oh my God, sure.
All right. So tell them your name.
My name is Cassandra.
Want to give them your Instagram?
No, that's okay.
Okay. All right. See you guys later. Take care. Thanks. Number 5. Most normal people in the world will not understand or comprehend the love you have for this car. No matter how much you try to explain it, it will escape them. It will go right over their head. Especially at home, gentlemen. Your wife will not understand, and one day she will say to you, "You love this car more than you love me, don't you?" And this is when you need to stop everything and get right up close to her. And with the most soulful, loving look you can muster, you need to whisper in her ear and say, "Yes, I do love it a little more than you, but just a little." And then go to the hospital and get your wounds fixed. So true story, and this is going to trigger some of you, and that's okay. And you got to know, I love my wife. I'm just kidding about a lot of this stuff, but some of it's very funny that I got to share with you because I know you all love your cars as much as I love mine. And right after 2008, during that last recession, where it was bad, I mean, I lost everything. I mean, I was left with just like, crumbs of what I had prior to that recession. So coming out of it, the first thing I wanted to do is get a cool car again, and I ran into an opportunity where I can buy a 6 Series convertible BMW, a used one with a bunch of miles on it, for $15,000. The car looked like it was worth 100 grand. It was incredible. Now, my wife knew that we weren't totally recovered yet from the tough times, but nonetheless, I bought that car, and I came home with that car, and it was in the driveway. She came out and saw it and told me that I had to get rid of it. It had to go. And that was it. It was final. I should have talked to her before I did it. The car needed to go. And I stopped everything and I went up to her and I said, "Honey," and I put my hands on her cheeks very gently, and I said, "Honey, here's the deal. I spent my whole entire life dreaming about finding a woman like you. My heart and soul was yours before we even met. If I could have drawn a picture from the vision I had in my mind of the woman I wanted to have someday, living with me in my house, burying my children, it would be you. I wake up every morning and thank God that He brought you into my life, and I look over at your beautiful sleeping face and I'm blown away that I'm this fortunate. Someone as average as me can have someone as above average and incredible as you. But here's what is going to come next. I will let you leave me before I sell that car." 3 nights on the couch, 1 apology, and a very expensive Louis Vuitton purse, and I still had the car. Now let's go across the street and see if they have some extra large lingerie that would fit my car. Number 6, you can have the most incredible and honest relationship with your wife, where you never have lied to her. In the 20 years you've been married, you've never told a single lie. And suddenly you sign the papers on this car, and within weeks, within a month maybe, you're lying. You're lying because so much shit is showing up at your house that you've bought and paid for that she's asking you, "Why do you need so much stuff?" And at a certain point, she's saying, "How much did you pay for that stuff?" You could literally be having a family conversation with your kids and explaining to them how the foundation of mommy and daddy's relationship has been the core the core foundation of honesty, where we've never lied to each other. And then after that conversation, you feel really good, you feel like great parents. Your wife looks at you and says, what was that gigantic box that showed up on the doorstep this morning? And you'll say, oh, it was a carbon fiber splitter for my car. And she'll say, well, how much did that cost? And you'll say, with the most straight face you've ever had in your life, no compunction about lying, you'll say, about 50 bucks. Welcome to the party, boys. You're a liar. Number 7, add $5,000 to the purchase price of the car. So when you're out negotiating the price at the dealership, just tell that guy or gal that, hey, here's the deal. I know that when I buy this car, I'm gonna drop another 5 into it. That's why I have to negotiate so hard with you. I need to get this price down, or I need you to go ahead and pad in and put a bunch of stuff on the car for me. Either way, I know I'm gonna drop 5 grand on this car. In my car, I'm already a little over $3,000 in ceramic coating and tinted windows and a bunch of little stuff that I've done to the car already, and I'm gonna hit $5,000 in the next 60 days no matter what. So negotiate knowing you're gonna pay an additional $5,000 fixing up your car just in the first 6 months most likely. All right, number 8, and this is going to be a little hard to convey, so I hope I get it across right. I don't want it to come off shallow, but this is something I think you need to know if you're thinking of buying one of these cars, and it's really true. If you need a kick in the ass of self-esteem, if you need something that's just going to make you excited every single day, if you need something that's going to dramatically change your mental mindset every day, get one of these cars. You will go from being just a regular person to being the coolest person on the road. At the gas stations, people are going to come up and talk to you. At stoplights, they're going to wave at you. People are going to throw revs at you. I mean, it's just, the conversations I have are just awesome. But I'm telling you, this car will change your life in positive ways. I know that sounds crazy, but watch this, watch. If I turn here, I'm kind of a boring guy, right? I'm just a 49-year-old dude with a hat and a camera in a parking lot. Now, whoa, I just became like freaking the most exciting person in the world. I'm kidding, but you know what I mean. Number 9, if you're like me and you were a little concerned about buying one of these cars and knowing nothing about these cars, don't worry, this community is awesome. They will teach you everything you want to know. They will talk to you to the end of the world about the displacement and the size of the motors and the 6.2 and the 5.7 and the 6.4 and the supercharger and the incognito belt and the 305 tires and the rear end and differentials and drive trains and drive shafts, and all that will become part of who you are. And I know more now than I did 3 years ago. Hell, I know more now than I did 2 months ago. So don't worry, all that will come, but be prepared to learn. All right, so now we're at number 10, and I hope you all have enjoyed the first 9, and I get it, these aren't the most serious things in the world, but they're fun. And in honor of Father's Day, I thought, what the heck, let's have a little fun. Let me get this yellow. Whoa. So number 10, it's an affliction that I've developed, and I thought I'd share with you all, and maybe you've contracted this affliction as well. It's forced me to take Claritin and Benadryl periodically, and it's something that is really hard to explain. My doctor hasn't been able to figure out, but shortly after I bought a Dodge Challenger, I started, every time I pulled up to a stoplight and there was a Corvette there, I got itchy, I got blistery, I got a rash, I got uncomfortable, I got, you know, I got shortness of breath. It was, something wasn't right. And I realized after like the 10th time I pulled up the stoplight and there was a Corvette there, and I you know, revved the motor and stomped on the gas, and they just sat there and pulled away and did half the speed limit the rest of the way down the road. I thought, well, what is this strange thing that's taking place? And why do these people have this amazingly gorgeous, super fast car and don't drive it? And then people started to tell me, well, because they know they can beat you. They know they can beat you. So, you know, they don't even, you know, waste their time with you because their car is so much faster. Well, that's downright un-American. So I don't want to hear that crap. That's not it. I just think these people, I don't know what it is with Corvettes, but people buy these cars and then just don't drive them. And if that was the exception to the rule, it was just a couple people I ran into, that'd be one thing. But I'm not kidding. It's like 9 out of 10 Corvettes I pull up alongside of don't know how to use their gas pedal. And I would love for all of you to comment below and help me understand Why do you think that is? I mean, don't say, oh, because they can beat you because it's way faster in your car. That's cool. It's not all about being the fastest. It's like having fun in these things and driving them. What I love about Dodge owners, and if you buy one of these or you own one of these, you know what I'm talking about. You're gonna drive the car. You're gonna stomp on that gas pedal. You're gonna love the sound of that exhaust. I mean, you're gonna get pulled over. You're probably gonna get some tickets because you're gonna enjoy the car. That's what I love about the Dodge experience, and it just seems so much different than some of the other cars. Now, with that said, you can tell me that I'm wrong, but I'm just telling you my experience. It's nonstop. Now, here's the other thing about the Corvettes, that maybe this is it, because there's an actual video on YouTube where a gentleman shows, like, teaches you how to get in and out of a Corvette.
Hi everybody, this is Matt. Thanks for watching and welcome back. How to get in and out of a Corvette the easy way.
And having been in a Corvette, I know what they're talking about. And I mean, I'm talking 10 years ago. I had to fall into the Corvette, and then it was a controlled wrestling match to get me out of the Corvette. And you know, I've been consistently 5'9", and at the very most, like right now I'm fat as hell at what am I, 180.6 pounds as of this morning, and my fighting weight's usually around 172, 175, so when I was 175, I had to wrestle to get out of that car. So maybe it's just that they're so stressed out about having to get in and out of that thing that they're just exhausted by the time they get up the stoplight and don't want to stop on the gas. I don't know, folks. You tell me in the comments below. With that said, thank you so much for following. Please like, please subscribe, please comment. We are at almost 20,000 subscribers, which is outstanding. And thank you, love you all for your support. And I'll talk to you next week. Bye. Watch this. Let's see if this guy does it. Nice bet! Hey! Come on, man! Unbelievable. Nothing I can do to get him to do it.